Yeah, hello everyone. Today we're going to interview William Clark. Hello, thanks for having me here. What is your charge in this company? Can you talk about it?
Sure. Good morning. Nice to meet you all. My name is William Clark. I'm the manager of the Cyber Defense Center here in Falabella, and we cover all of the information technology security for the company. We monitor the networks and the computers for cyber threats, and then take action to prevent cyber incidents.
Perfect.
Talking more about the industry, or in your chart, which do you think is the biggest challenge you have in this company?
So from my perspective, it is to cover and be able to protect all the different elements that make up our organization. We fall in several different verticals, and we have retail companies. We have different types of retail companies with Falabella, Sodimac, Totus, and then there's other organizations within those like Andueza and Imperial that are all part of the retail side of the organization. And on the other side, we have financial services with the banks, the credit cards. And so there are different threats to those types of organizations, and we have to be attentive to be able to detect and respond to those actors trying to get into our networks and trying to steal our information.
How interesting.
What are the differences that Falabella has compared with the others retails in the industry?
Okay, so here in Chile, we're built similarly to the other retail organizations, but there are other competitors in the market that are purely digital based. So the companies like Falabella, Cinco Sud were built out of brick and mortar retail stores, whereas other organizations like Mercado Libre, Amazon are purely digital companies, and so they didn't start inside of stores. It's a very different environment that we're playing in. But those types of organizations are very different and operate very differently from technology to the organizational structure, etc.
Okay, in Chile, Falabella is one of the companies who have more clients. Why do you think this happened? Why do you think you have like such a great brand loyalty?
Well, we try to focus on the clients. The clients are the center of our organizational vision, and we try to do what we can to make their lives, especially from a retail perspective, easier. Whether it's shopping online or having access to what they need or looking for in the stores. You'll see that in our different stores we have different merchandise, and that is depending on the clients. So they help us decide what to put on the shelves, and they help us decide how to organize what we're putting online and how we're visualizing that information to them.
Perfect.
Okay, so I have a question. Does your team have any role on the Cyber Day?
Yes, for Cyber Day, a lot of teams get together, and we have basically a war room that is operating for the Cyber Day. So we have extra teams focusing on the website, on the purchases, on all the interaction with the customers, and then my team plays the role of security. And so we're there helping to make sure that our web pages are up and running and secure, trying to prevent and protect us from denials of service, where lots of different computers try to bombard our website and make it inaccessible to our clients. And then you'd come to the falabella.com, and you wouldn't see anything. You'd just get an error message, and you wouldn't be able to buy from our site, and you might go to a competitor's site, and that's something that we don't want to have.
Yeah, of course.
Has that ever happened?
So
You've been hacked?
we don't talk specifically about incidents that have occurred, but I can talk about all of the attempts. And so there's, on a daily basis, we see lots of attempts to deny service to our sites, even more so during like a Cyber Day or things like that. We also get a lot of phishing emails, not specific to that, but phishing emails, so a malicious email message that looks like it's real, but it has a link or an attachment that if one of our users clicks on it, they'll get infected and allow someone access into our network. So we see a lot of that type of activity against our networks here.
And now talking about the supplier power, about the Porter 5 forces, do you believe that in terms of suppliers, their bargaining power is high or low?
I think it's going to depend a lot on the suppliers. that we're working with. So we work with some smaller suppliers here in Chile that may not have as much buying power with us as a multinational organization, but there are larger companies that do have much bigger bargaining power. We work with a lot of international brands inside of our stores, and so we try to attract them to help our organization. Whereas locally, we're actually helping use our brands to help improve their brands.
And talking about the same thing, do you have any alliances with complementary companies?
So we have two big alliances that are fairly well known. One is Juan Valdez. So we have the brand. We were able to use the brand. We've licensed the brand for Juan Valdez here in Chile. We have actually a Juan Valdez here in the building that we all go to when we eat coffee. And with IKEA, that's the other really big one that happened just recently. And so our stores are branded Homey, but that's an alliance between our Sodimac and IKEA. So you see the stores have a similar layout to an IKEA store, but there's a lot that's brought in from the Sodimac side as well, or the home center side as well. And so we have the brand Homey.
Thank you.
Do the organizations in the group of Falabella fall under your purview?
Yes, we cover all of retail, so Falabella, and we cover the companies under Falabella, and Home Center, Sodimac, Homey, the Totus, our supermarket stores, as well as financial services, so Banco Falabella, CMR, all fall under organization. And then there's the real estate, which is Open Plaza, Mall Plaza as well. So all of their networks are tied together into our large group network, and we monitor security for all of the organization.
Wow. Oh, so your job is very important in this company.
We have to be very flexible because each company in each country is slightly different, and we have to adjust to their different needs from a security perspective. And then also, our main role isn't so much security, it's to help them maintain operations so that they can continue to provide services to their clients.
And how do you believe that the customer affect the pricing and the decision making?
So they have a direct impact on the pricing with their purchasing power. So they build the market.
Yes.
And with that, they help to set the price. And so if we're trying to sell something for 10,000 pesos and nobody's buying it, we know that either the product's not good or the price is too high. And so we have to lower the price or put something else in place that people might purchase. So not an individual necessarily, but as a group, our clients help to set the prices of the market that we have to be able to respond to.
Okay.
And you're in charge only like in Chile, or do you have other countries to handle?
Sure. So security is based in Chile, but we cover all of the countries. So all of the region so in Mexico, Colombia, Peru, Chile, Argentina, Uruguay, Brazil, and then we have offices as well in India and China. And so we all connect to a network and then work together on that network and then have to protect and secure. And that's also where, except for India and China, that's where our clients are. So India and China we have technology based, so they're helping us with technology to improve the types of services and the quality of the services that we're providing to our clients.
And the type of services that you give, they are very different, like in each country, or they are similar?
From a typical brick and mortar retail perspective, maybe just a little bit different on the merchandising and then the layouts because the markets are slightly different. But online is very different. So we have to be able to provide to our clients what they're looking for. And it's not so much the country that's setting that, but it's the full market, the digital market, and then our competition as well that's helping to figure out how we present things online, how we get to bring those products to the customers. So we have click and collect where you purchase something on sodimac.cl, but you live next to a Totus store and you want to go pick it up at Totus. And so we putting things in place like that to respond to what the clients are looking for, And then being able to make that happen is different in each place that we operate as
Okay.
well.
So in Chile here it's difficult like to do that, or it's easy compared to the other countries?
The difficult part is there's a little bit on the logistics side, so we have to have the logistics base that can handle moving things around like that. So kind of using each location as a depot for the stock. So we've got stock close by to move it to the Totus nearby your house as opposed to the Sodimac store that's elsewhere. But the bigger side, or the more difficult side, is the internal logistics to get the different companies working together as one, so we can move all those items around. Because for Totus, we have some items that aren't food, but it's a supermarket,
Yes.
and so the food items, there's cold storage and all of that at the Totus locations, but at a Sodimac or a Falabella, they're not going to have a cold storage area for that. So there's a lot of different logistical operations behind the scenes that have to be in place to be able to make things like that work.
Okay.
So based in the threats that you have, what do you think about corner shop? Has that affected you?
Corner shop can help us if people are using corner shop to go to a Totus store.
Okay.
But they also hurt us from a client's perspective, where the clients want to go to our Totus store, but it's full of corner shop people. So
Yes.
if they have to wait in a checkout line for a really long time because there's a line of people from corner shop, that's the risk of working with the corner shop folks. So it's kind of playing that to see what our clients want. Do they want to be able to order from home and have the items picked up and delivered to them for a fee, or do they prefer to go to the stores? And so if we have a bigger market of clients that want to go to the stores, I think corner shop could actually hurt us, not as competition, but hurt us as a partner, because they're making the wait longer, or making maybe items not available to us in the store.
And how do you think that can be fixed? Like a solution to that?
That's a good question. I think working with the corner shop folks to make items more available to them, understanding where clients are that are most using and most interested in the corner shop, and to potentially open up a depot or somewhere else that they can get those items, so it's not interfering with the people at the store that are trying to make those purchases. I think we have to be creative to
Yes,
it's difficult.
it's difficult. Yeah, personally, what do you think about Amazon, and what's the impact to Falabella?
So I think Amazon and like Mercado Libre will drive us to be better. And so they're helping to push us to look at new ways to reach our customers, to improve our services, and to make sure that we do have our clients at the center. So if that's what our clients want, to be able to go onto the website to find the items that they're looking for at a good price and have them delivered to their door, then that's where we will focus. And we're already focusing on those things, like with the click and collect, and also being able to deliver to our clients products that they're purchasing from the stores. And so I think the arrival of Amazon and Mercado Libre is really helping push us to be better at what we're doing today and to move us forward. Obviously, over the time that we've existed as a company, we've had to make a lot of different changes, and we've acquired other organizations to feed other areas of the market that we saw a need. So that's with the acquisition of Linio. You see our focus in the marketplace area. So Amazon has a place where individuals can go and sell items on the Amazon website. It's not Amazon selling things, it's you opening up a small store and selling that on Amazon. Now we have that as well with the Linio, where folks can go from different countries and sell things online at Linio as a part of our company.
You have been improving a lot
Correct.
to make like better. And how about the security in your area? You have like improved in each like year?
Yes, but it's a lot of work. So with the digital revolution that we have inside of the group, in each area there are a lot of different projects where we're trying to improve to be able to make these things happen. And so we focus in what are called agile projects, where it's not a typical project will be called a waterfall, where you have a Gantt chart and you're following these tasks have to be done at this time by this responsible party, and are either parallel or in series. Whereas with agile, sort of just a list of tasks, and it's all kind of in parallel, and you maintain a bucket of other tasks that you want to finish as soon as this list is done. So it's constant iterations, constant improvements, and it's modeled off of software, because so much of what we're doing now is digital, and it's based off of software. So we have to make changes to code, make changes to programs and applications constantly to be able to improve. And with each iteration, we have to make sure that it stays secure. And what we have at one of my peers here in security, his team is dedicated to making sure that with each change, the application or the software remains secure. So they sit in that agile project, and they're testing all of they're testing the product after each change to make sure once it goes into production that it is in a secure state. And then we monitor that after the fact to make sure that if people are trying to hack in, that we can detect that and put additional protections in place.
Going back to the Amazon question, don't you see Amazon and Mercado Libre as a competition, like a threat to you?
They're definitely a competition to us in the market. They're in a similar market space, and they're looking at how to expand here. They're having some legal issues in the U.S. with how they've got things set up, but I think we have some advantages having a partner, an internal partner of our financial services with the bank and with CMR is a huge advantage to us, and it also helps us to drive and continue the brand loyalty. So if we have brand loyalty on the bank side, that drives brand loyalty on the retail side as well, because with their credit cards, they get different discounts and benefits that they wouldn't get if they were shopping on Amazon. So yes, it's a threat in the market. We have other, we have the typical competition that we've always had here in the region. But then with Mercado Libre and Amazon, the competition is different. And so we have to look at different ways, and we have to take advantage of where we, as an organization, have that brand loyalty and what advantages we have today to be able to maintain those advantages, and then try to look for other ways to excel and compete in the other areas that Amazon and Mercado Libre exist.
In terms of the security and technology, how face to economies in the different countries?
So the threats to us in each country vary based on the groups that are operating there. So some of the threats we see are global. Do you guys know WannaCry? You're familiar with WannaCry? It was a global ransomware. So a ransomware is a virus that encrypts your computer and then asks you to pay a fee in order for them to decrypt your computer. WannaCry was a global virus that spread to hundreds of thousands of computers across the globe. So we have to look out for global threats, since we're all connected to the internet, and then locally. And so here in Chile, there are different groups. In Peru, there are actually a lot of groups now that are trying to target not just us, but they're trying to target clients of banks. It's very common around the world. It's big in the US and Europe. And then now in Peru, there are several groups that create fake pages. And it's not specific to competition or anything. These are just, think of bad guys trying to steal money. They're criminals trying to steal money. And so they create fake pages to websites so that you go there and you put your username and your password, and then they copy that, and then they go in and then transfer your money to them.
Oh, how dangerous. So I have a question. Do you have any role when you put bad price on internet? Like to put, for example, a camera, 1,000 pesos versus when it was really like 1,000.
If we do that by mistake, or if someone hacks in and does that?
Yes, that. Do you have any role, or you don't do anything?
No, absolutely. So if that's coming from the outside, then absolutely, because they had to get into our systems to be able to make that change. And so we need to have detected them trying to getting in, and then moving to where they need to go to make that change to the price. So that's fairly difficult for them to do. A lot more what we see is they try to, it's the same kind of criminals. They might have already stolen some credit cards, and so they try to buy things with stolen credit cards. which is tough because it's a real user, it's a real credit card. But we might detect something like, this client always ships to this address, but today they're shipping to 4 different new addresses.
Yeah.
And so we have to look into those. We work with a fraud department that will pull those up and start looking at them and see, does this look like some kind of fraud? But that's more common than trying to come in and change the prices, just because that's a lot more work.
Okay.
It's difficult.
Correct. So you need to be a much more sophisticated bad guy, technically, to be able to get in to make those changes, whereas stealing a credit card and using it on a website is a lot easier.
And you have insurance for that, right? Or like if someone copy your credit card and you see it, and you are not like paying for that.
Our insurance company offers insurance through the bank. This is several steps, but because we have inside of financial services, we have insurance company as well. So the insurance company for people who have a CMR card sells insurance, fraud insurance.
Okay.
Which actually just speeds up the process because I think everyone with a credit card is protected under Chilean finance rules, but you can pay for the fraud with the credit card, so that if someone steals your card, buys something for 100,000 pesos, you can get the money back right away, as opposed to waiting a month for them to process the fraud.
Yeah, okay. And for closing the interview, have you ever traveled to like Peru or Brazil, because Falabella is there, right?
Correct. I haven't been to Peru or Brazil with Falabella, but members of my team are actually traveling right now, and then my peer organization travels. And so if we have, we do a lot of testing, penetration testing, ethical hacking of our systems. So we pretend to be the bad guys to see if we can break in. But it's called more the good guy team trying to get in, and then we find loopholes or ways that they can get in, and then we patch them. And so we pretend to be the bad guys, and so the team goes out and does tests like that. From an architecture perspective as well, they'll go and look at the technology architecture to see if it's secure and how it's connected back to the rest of the company, because each of the countries has several companies where we're all connecting to the same network. So looking at that architecture and making sure that it's built securely as well.
We're constantly like working on security and improving it every day.
Correct.